Good evening, hello and welcome to the special broadcast. I'm Anusha Soni. Does the present Chief Minister of Karnataka, Bommai Bommai, actually enjoy the support of his party? Unequivocally. There are murmurs of dissent brewing within his party, or this is merely an allegation by the opposition Congress? Beyond the question of Mr. Bommai, is there a larger attempt? There's also a larger tussle to somehow make sure that the present Lingayat vote bank stays with the BJP. A tussle of sort to hold on to power that Mr. Yediyurappa is involved in, perhaps with his own political party within the BJP. That's what the critics argue. How will this political hustle really turn out for the BJP? Will it affect the party's prospect in 2023, or perhaps the national leadership will rein in at the right time? We debate and discuss all these issues on the special broadcast today evening. First up, a special report.
It is amusing me. These people are trying to do time and again, and they think that they can bring instability in the minds of the people.
Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai on the defensive amid speculation of a possible leadership change ahead of the high-stakes assembly elections in the state. The rumours have been growing stronger after Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Bengaluru last week. Then former BJP MLA Suresh Gowda added fuel to fire by indicating that if there is any change, it will happen before the 15th of August. But this was categorically denied by former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa.
ಇದರಲ್ಲೇನೂ ಸತ್ಯಾಂಶ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಕೇವಲ 7-8 ತಿಂಗಳಿರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಬಸವರಾಜ ಬೊಮ್ಮಾಯಿ ಅವರು ಮುಂದುವರಿತಾರೆ. ಅನಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು, ಟಿವಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ.
But the Karnataka Congress took a dig at Bommai, putting out tweets claiming that the puppet Chief Minister is on his way out. This too was downplayed by Congress strongman Siddaramaiah.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದ್ರಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸುರೇಶ್ ಗೌಡ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯಪ್ಪ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿರೋದು.
Bommai completed a year in office towards the end of July, a year that has seen several controversies rock the state. From a series of hate crimes, particularly in the Dakshina Kannada region, to the ban on hijab in educational institutes, the alleged saffronization of textbooks, and the 40% commission charge.
The opposition says where your government has not lived up to the challenge is the issue of corruption. They are often using this title of 40% Sarkar. There was also this contractors association that had reportedly written to the Prime Minister. There was one of them who committed suicide. Can you clarify for our viewers how your government is fighting against this perception of corruption?
First of all, that letter was written before I became a chief minister. That is a basic thing people forget. That letter was written before my becoming chief minister. After becoming chief minister, I have reined in corruption at all levels. We have built in now systems where the payments for the people will be done directly into their accounts. Secondly, I have established a high-level committee under the judiciary where all the estimates and tender conditions are scrutinized. Hence, now everything will be almost a judicial scrutiny before it is implemented.
Adding to the BJP's headache is the massive show of strength at Siddaramaiah's 75th birthday bash. So is there any truth to the rumours? Will there be a leadership change in Karnataka?
Will there be a leadership change in Karnataka, or the BJP remains united behind the present Chief Minister, Mr. Bommai? Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. B.C. Nagesh. He is the Education Minister in the state of Karnataka. Let me quickly take a word from him as well. So thank you so much for speaking to us. Various speculations have been doing rounds about the lack of faith in leadership of the present Chief Minister. Congress party has questioned whether the Chief Minister has any actual powers or he is merely a puppet Chief Minister. How do you respond to all these allegations?
Congress has become bankrupt. It doesn't have any thing to say about the government. And as you know, after Siddharamotsava, the internal fight within the Congress has gone to such an height they are unable to finalize the things and they are unable to settle their disputes. So they spread such rumors, and I generally, as you know, that I doesn't answer for the rumors. But one thing I can say, the Congress is totally bankrupt. It cannot fight the development work done by our Chief Minister Bommai, and it is unable to take any issues. So they always speak when they doesn't have any issues. They speak like this, and they want to see that their internal problems doesn't come out.
Not to forget, it's a very crucial time, just about a year to elections in the state. Has the party resolved the issue of leadership in Karnataka?
BJP is a political party which is based on karyakartas and ideology. So always we are dependent on the karyakartas who has firm belief in the ideology and the upliftment of the country. On the same basis, we are going for the elections.
No, but sir, let me ask this to you straightforward. Is it true that there are internal differences within the BJP over who should be the leader?
See, as I said, that BJP is a different political party which is working for only for the upliftment of the country, for the upliftment of the lost person of the Samaj. Though Deen Dayal ji, who gave the ideology, gave the program of Antyodaya can be explained simply that the lost person of the society should be safeguarded. We should work for the upliftment of that person who doesn't have any strength by himself.
Well, you said you're a Karyakarta. So do you, as a Karyakarta and minister in the government right now, have full faith in the leadership of the present Chief Minister?
I said that clearly when Yediyurappa and our national president has said it, I need not again repeat that.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Nagesh, thank you so much for giving us your time and joining us on the broadcast. Let me also take these questions to our guests who are joining us on the show. We have Mohan Vishwa, who's the spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. Lavanya Balal, who's the spokesperson of the Congress Party, is also joining us on the broadcast. R.K. Upadhyay, who's a senior journalist, and Mr. Nasir Hussain, who's the senior leader of the JDS, is also with us on the show. Mr. Mohan Vishwa, let me come to you. The minister we spoke to, Mr. B.C. Nagesh, said that all these are rumors. These are rumors spread by the Congress Party. But there were certain ex-BJP MLAs who made certain statements, and that's why this entire round of speculation in the public domain actually started. How much of it is really rumor, and is there any truth to it?
Anusha, as you said, it's purely a rumor. Okay, so nowadays what has happened is Congress had, they don't have any other work than to, project something which is not true. That is what they have been doing from past, 2 to 3 years in the state of Karnataka. And I heard that, and also our JP Nadda, national president, he has categorically told that there is no leadership change till the 2023 elections. So it was very clear when the top leadership, when our High Command himself has told that there is no question of changing leadership. And also, if you listen to Mr. Suresh Gowda's statement, which is making to this controversy today,
yes.
He has never ever said, okay, initially you should see the entire video clipping, what the reporter asks, what he says, okay. At the end, he says, if something is going to happen, it might happen before 15th. That's what he meant. He never said that, there is no leadership change, something like that. And also, Mr. Siddaramaiah, what he said when you go in front of him, he said he don't want to comment on this. Okay. So even within the Congress itself, there is a bit of confusion. They won't understand. They just want to deviate the people from the development activity that we are doing in the state. This they are doing for several years, I can say, not, several months or when we came into power. Okay. And also I heard that, they were calling our CM as a puppet CM. Come on, entire world knows, entire India rather knows who is the puppet prime ministerial candidate from Congress, okay, who is the, enjoying the power just because of his dynasty. First, they should understand their puppet president and their puppet leader, then they should comment on.
Let me take these questions to the opposition.
BJP.
We have the Congress and the JDS on the broadcast. Lavanya, you want to respond to that? You want to hide your own problems, and that is why you're taking pot shots at the BJP. You don't have your own house in order. That's what he's accusing you of.
Well, BJP seems to have forgotten all the leaders who have made noise about this change of CM candidate, and as well as who have spoken about Nalin Katil being changed. You know, they were all from BJP. They are not Congress leaders. They came from BJP party. It was Mr. Gowda who said, yes, the CM is going to be changed. It is Mr. Yatnal, a very senior leader of BJP, who said, if you pay 2,500 crores, you too can become the CM. It is the BJP which has BJP leaders who have been taking pot shots at Bommai. It is the BJP leaders who have been constantly saying, I want to be the CM. It is Mr. Yediyurappa who said, yes, Nalin Katil's term has come to an end, so he'll be changed. Whereas Nalin Katil says, no, who can say that? My term has not come to an end. So there is a huge lack of communication within the party. It is not the Congress which has been raising these issues. It is their own leaders who have been speaking about it in the public. And this is what they're saying. And clearly, look at the revolt that happened a few days ago when their own Karyakarta passed away, was murdered. And look at how BJP reacted. Look at how the Karyakartas reacted towards the minister. And there is no unity in the state. There is no administration in the state. And let us look at the track record of BJP government in Karnataka. Last time, they have given us 3 CMs. So are you saying that this time there will be only 2 CMs, that Mr. Bommai will complete the term till the elections is the question? And is he also going to be the CM face in the next election for BJP? Okay. Unfortunately, BJP with its internal problems is making a scapegoat out of Karnataka. The development
But Lavanya, let me flip the question to you. Is it not true that there is an infighting within the Congress party as well?
Absolutely not. It is a creation of the BJP, which time and again they pick it up because they want to claim.
The top 2 leaders of the Congress party fighting is a creation of the BJP, is what you're arguing.
Absolutely. Have you seen any political decision taken by DK Shivkumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah where they do not agree with each other? Political decisions. Yes, there will be disagreements between 2 people because they are human beings. They may not agree with every decision taken, but do you see them fighting in public like BJP is fighting? Look at how it's not saying 2,500
Mohan Vishwa, I'll come back to you, but before that, I also want to bring in Mr. Nasir Hussain. Mr. Hussain, please go ahead and share your point of view as well. JDS is an important political party, and when you see the Congress and the BJP, to a certain extent, there's infighting within both the parties. While they may deny it, how does JDS perceive it? Is there a political opportunity for you there?
Definitely now, there is no leader. Now the present Chief Minister of the BJP, he is not an elected Chief Minister. He's been nominated from the BJP and he has come down. And we have seen the events which have been taken up in the past 6 months. It is only one agenda, with a single agenda, the BJP is working here. And it is polarization and spoiling the communal fabric of the state. This has been the basic structure. There is no leader from the BJP who will be accepted pan-Karnataka, as the Chief Minister says. They do not have any leader after B.S. Yediyurappa. This is the truth. And one side, we have seen the Congress party, which has already been tried and tested with Chief Minister as Siddaramaiah, and the ultimate, with all the bhagyas which was given to the state, the number of seats were 79. And now we see Congress is a fighting house and without any clear leadership.
But
and here in
one
Karnataka,
day your allies at one point in time.
We are very much clear. Janata Dal Secular is the only party, and we have got a leader, who is Mr. H.D. Kumaraswamy, and I think he's been accepted Karnataka, and entire party is working and projecting H.D. Kumaraswamy to be the next Chief Minister, who has been strengthening the organization with various programs, the Pancharatna program, the Jaladhare program, and various, and his achievements are still remembered by the...
Okay. Mr. R.K. Upadhyay, before I come to you, Mohan Vishwa, a quick word from you. The argument is that Mr. Bommai is not an elected chief minister, he's a nominated chief minister. That's what JDS is arguing. The Congress party also sees that look at what has happened recently with the murder of a Yuva Morcha leader, and you had Hindu organizations which were traditionally supporting the BJP out on the streets. You were facing flack as far as law and order situation is concerned from your own supporters. How do you respond to these criticisms?
See, it's so unfortunate that Lavanya Ballal, who's from the same coastal region, who criticized our Hindu Karyakartas in the past for their work, is today talking about the life of Hindu Karyakartas. That too from the same Congress party, who never bothered. The same Congress party during Siddaramaya's rule withdraw more than 175 cases against SDPI and PFI Gundas, who are mainly accused in the murder case of Mr. Praveen Nettar, who is our proud Karyakarta. Let me tell you, Anusha, yes, ours is a party where we do accept the critics from our own Karyakartas. Unlike Congress, where the G23 members, when they criticize, they have been thrown out from the party. They don't listen. They are there only for the dynasty politics. But our party is not like that. We do accept the critics, and we have solved the issue also, and we know how to take care of our Karyakartas. We need not learn from Congress, who is bending always for a dynasty, who don't have a proper Karyakartas. At the same time, Mr. Bommai is the elected chief minister. When the election happens, people vote for the party. Please remember, they voted for Bharatiya Janata Party. Okay? And also, I want to comment on JDS, which has its presence hardly in some 2 to 3 districts, and Mr. Kumaraswamy, who is hungry for power each time. One side, he comes with us for power. One more time, he goes to Congress. He don't have any clarity on his ideology. Okay? Except for family, he don't have anything. He rules only, he thinks that only Padmanabh Nagar, which is the head office of JDS, from there only he rules. You take his party. All the key positions are occupied by either himself or his son or his wife or his brother or his brother's wife or his brother's son. Their own sons.
Mohanji, you made your point. You made your point. Nasirji, respond. Nasirji, respond. Respond.
The gentleman from the BJP is very much... I don't think he has lost his mind, the way he is speaking. Now, let me tell, Janata Dal has come up with an open political party. It has waived off loans. Now, what happened when Mr. Yediyurappa left BJP and joined KJP? What was the state of BJP here in Karnataka? It hardly won around 40 seats. Now, minus B.S. Yediyurappa, BJP will be of the same thing. Now, you are alleging JDS of supporting their son.
Kumaraswamy are not able to...
Okay. One at a time, please. One at a time, please. Mohanji, let him speak. I gave you the opportunity to talk. Let him speak.
Vijayendra will be the vice president. His son will be the member of parliament. How many names do you want me to suggest?
All right, we've had the political whataboutery. Mr. R.K. Upadhyay, sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I want you to bring some sanity and perhaps some analysis to this discussion. What we are witnessing within the BJP right now, how do you see it? And do you think this problem can be contained, or as a political observer, you see it further going worse?
Anusha, we just had Ashad Masa, which means we have a lot of heavy winds. So, when there are winds, people like to, do the kite flying.
Yeah.
So I feel this is one of those kite flying situations where, one former BJP leader, announcing that, Bommai will be replaced. I mean, this man, Suresh Gowda, has 1 foot outside BJP. I mean, as far as I know, he's angling to join the Congress. So from that point of view, I think it was a very well-crafted move by the Congress to create some kind of confusion. I tend to believe what the BJP leaders are saying, that this is done to camouflage the infighting within the Congress, because we have seen what's happening between Siddaramaya and D.K. Shivakumar. Because see, this leadership issue has been going on for a long time.
But Mr. Upadhyay, is it not true that various political observers and critics have said that Mr. Bommai, who has the blessings of the top leader, of course enjoys a patronage from the Lingayat community, there have been murmurs and dissent and opinions within the party that perhaps they should have another leader. There have been criticisms about law and order situation after happened, after the murder of Praveen. Multiple instances that have put his leadership under question.
That's true. I don't deny that. I think, he has lacked, leadership, lacked administration abilities when it came to dealing with these situations. But we are talking about the leadership change. I believe that the time has passed now. With only about 7 months left for the elections, I don't think BJP is in a position to change him now. I mean, with the model code of conduct coming and all that, they will hardly have 6 months. And Karnataka is a big state. It's not like Uttarakhand where, they could change a chief minister in the last minute and still win the election, where they had only 80 seats. Well, you have 224 seats in Karnataka. and they are putting heavily in Bommai's favor.
Okay.
And even today, JP Nadda has spoken to Bommai, saying that there is no question of change of leadership.
So you
they will
believe
go
that
along with,
this is kite flying which is happening after
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
month of Ashar, which happens each year. Okay, Lavanya, you want to come in there? It is being said that the Congress party is somehow engineering these problems so that the BJP looks as bad as the Congress party.
So BJP, every time there's a crisis and BJP claims Congress is engineering the whole thing. It gives us a lot of credit. It makes me proud. I think Congress is so powerful, even as the opposition, that we are engineering a dissent within BJP party, which is supposed to be, very ideology-oriented party, right? So it's incredible that they are giving us credit for that. Having said that, the question to BJP person here is, why aren't they banning the SDPI and PFI? They are in power from the last 2 years. What have they done to give justice to the youth that were murdered before 2018? Now, I would like to ask him, Sharath Mariwala was murdered in 2018, just before elections. His father said, we have been used as political tools by the BJP and we have got no justice for the murder of our son. Look how lightly they speak of their own karyakartas who have been murdered. Look at Tejas Surya's statement. He says, we cannot provide protection for everybody who's walking on the road. This is the kind of value they give for their karyakartas' lives, which is very sad and shocking. It is like our youth are fodder for their political agenda. And they're talking about Siddaramaiaji's government taking away the cases against SDPI. That is a false information. Let me make it very clear.
Okay.
He is misconstruing the judgments that has happened. Also, I would also like to remind him, Mr. Bommai, when he was the Home Minister of Karnataka, was caught on camera in the Mangalore
Lavanya,
airport.
I take all your arguments, but I want to restrict the discussion right now over what is happening within the BJP to stick to the merits of the case. And I will take all these questions to Mohan Vishwa as well. Mohan, I give you the opportunity to respond about what all has been said, but more importantly, is the Congress party so powerful that it can engineer or create a problem within the BJP? Is that your argument?
Anusha, that is just, what do you say? The creating a false narration, is some sort of a false narration, basically. I can't say it's a right narration. So that is the basic thing of Congress, which has been doing. Since, decades they are doing it. Especially from past 10 years, why they are not successful is basically because of social media, or rather the regular media like you, who are exposing their life every now and then, whenever they claim something. So here also in this case, it is very clear. You take an example of Siddharamotsava, where Mr. D.K. Shivakumar opposed openly. He said he don't want to worship any personality, and his brother also openly said, okay, even after that, Mr. Siddaramaiah went on doing a Siddharamotsava, that too when a Hindu karyakarta who Lavanya is mentioning in your debate has been killed just a week ago, then what kind of, moral, what do you say, the message they're giving it? And they're coming here and they're talking about this. And
Okay, Mohanji, just pause for a second. Lavanya, quick question and then I'll take a response. I'm short of time.
I'm sorry or not, you're giving your platform for misinformation.
No, I'm not giving my platform for misinformation, ma'am. I'm in fact allowing you to interject because you wanted to interject. So stop attacking the platform and please ask a question if you have, ma'am.
Give me 30 seconds, Anusha.
Yes, Mohan, go ahead and then I'll go back to Lavanya.
I will tell you the life, okay? They started with Bitcoin, okay? Even till now, they are not able to give any basic document about Bitcoin, okay? Suppose that they came out with 40% commission, a letter which is written by a contractor, for which Ishwarappa has given a clean sheet by a separate team itself. For that also, till now, they are not able to give any
I'm very short of time, and it's only fair that I give the Congress
allegation.
and the JDS the opportunity to respond. Lavanya, first to you. Please go ahead.
Bitcoin and other cases he's talking about, I would like to remind him it is a BJP government in power and it is BJP government's failure to ensure there is an investigation.
Mohanji, let her speak. Mohanji, let her speak. Please. All right. Nasir Hussain, I'm coming to you. The JDS might be critical of the Congress and the BJP, but if at all there's a chance of JDS ever coming back to power, alliance is the way ahead for the JDS.
No, now we are looking at forming the single majority here in Karnataka. People have realized, seeing at the governance of the BJP in the previous 6 months, only communalization, be it the hijab issue, be it the Jhatka halal cut issue, be it the Dakshin Karnataka, where youths, 3 youths, one is Mr. Praveen and one Masood and one Mr. Another youths. Here you have seen the government here is trying to take a side, is trying to polarize. The Chief Minister of Karnataka is no more a Chief Minister. He is a puppet of the Nagpur. He visits only Mr. Praveen's house. He avoids other issues.
Okay.
Here, people are seeing no development. People are seeing that the BJP administration is only behind.
Mohanji, 30 seconds to you, and then I'll take in a last word from Mr. R.K. Upadhyay. Mohanji, 30 seconds. Please go ahead.
Anusha, just to give an example, recently our government has approved a project worth 18,000 crores, which generates more than 50,000 employment. 3,661 crores has been invested by Toyota Kirloskar company, and 722 crores is invested by one more semiconductor chip manufacturing company. Mysore is getting 22,500 crores worth of semiconductor manufacturing facility, and you have an idea which is invested 3,000 crores.
I want to close this debate, Mr. R.K. Upadhyay. You said that this is mere kite flying which is happening. There is no truth to these rumors. But ahead of the crucial elections in the state next year, do you see the Congress and the BJP prepared?
Congress and the BJP?
Prepared well enough to take on this contest?
Pardon? Congress and the BJP?
Prepared well enough as a political party to take on each other or to win the elections, as both would want to?
Absolutely. Yes, it's going to be a straight fight between Congress and the BJP.
And of course the JDS. Of course the JDS. I'm sorry, I missed that.
With a clear leader,
I don't see JDS doing much better than what it has done last time.
Please go ahead, Mr. Upadhyay.
Just about 37 seats last time, and they don't look like improving upon that. So they will remain a third option.
Future H.D. Kumaraswamy is the Chief Minister of Karnataka.
All right, that's your assertion. Nasirji, I mean, my best wishes, and people of the state of Karnataka will decide what exactly do they want and what is the leadership they want to be under. Mr. Mohan Vishwa, Lavanya, R.K. Upadhyay and Nasir Hussain, thank you everyone for joining us on the broadcast. There's also some latest information which is coming in. Let's go to that. And Anubrata Mondal has been remanded in CBI custody till the 20th of August, 10 days custody for CBI. This is one of the cases that the Central Bureau of Investigation is currently looking at. She's a TMC leader who was on Thursday arrested by the CBI in a cattle smuggling case after failing to appear for questioning thrice in just about 2 days. The officials went to her residence and now she was produced before the court, and now her custody has been granted to CBI. Shogato Mukhopadhyay with us on the broadcast. Shogato, could you elucidate the grounds under which a custody has been granted to CBI?
Well, the CBI has already, before the court, submitted and made out a case of Anubrata Mondal's, suspected involvement in the cattle smuggling case, which the agency is currently probing, and has put forward before the court the facts of the case that the agency has investigated so far in terms of arresting Anubrata Mondal's personal bodyguard some time back, and the kind of statements that the agency has received from Saigal Hussain, the bodyguard, which has given the agency enough grounds to question Anubrata Mondal. Also pointing out that Mondal has not been cooperating with the agency probe so far, and obviously the 10 summonses that were issued to Anubrata Mondal in the past, and Anubrata Mondal, evading 9 of them, appearing before the agency only once, has obviously gone against him. But the agency had sought for a 14-day custody, the maximum term for Anubrata Mondal. The court, however, has granted 10 days of custody till 20th of August, and that is when Mondal would be produced in court next. But it is also relevant to point out at this juncture, Anusha, that Anubrata never, interestingly, moved any bail application on his behalf. Rather, he himself submitted before the court, talking about his physical ailment and stating that he is ailing on multiple organs, including the heart, his lungs, kidney, and fistula ailments, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And that the court should keep that in mind.
The medical conditions also in mind while granting the custody. Shogato, thank you so much for elucidating all the details. 10-day custody has been granted to CBI. This is a cattle smuggling case after he failed to appear before the agency despite being summoned multiple times. We'll continue tracking that and much more. Shivani Gupta joins you next.